What's up everyone, Coach Joe here, Paragon Performance, and in today's video I'll be teaching you how to count calories. Now, calorie balance, right, how much you eat versus how much you burn off, is the most effective piece of the nutrition equation. It's going to help you lose weight faster, build muscle faster, and increase your performance in the gym. Now, if nothing else, what I'm gonna show you today is a fantastic exercise in getting a little dose of reality and how much you should actually be eating. Now, counting calories is kind of like setting up a budget. At first it can be a little tricky, even a little intimidating, but after a short while, you'll have it down no problem. And today in this video, I'm even gonna show you a couple tools to make your life even easier. So if you're looking to lose weight, gain muscle, and improve your performance in the gym, you're gonna wanna watch what we have today because it is going to help you immensely. So let's jump into it. I'm gonna show you exactly how to count calories so you can lose body fat, build muscle, and increase that performance in no time. All right, y'all, so like I was saying, we are going to cover how to count calories. So let's hop right into it. This is the Harris-Benedict equation. This is the equation I've found to be the best one to use when you are trying to calculate how many calories you should be taking in and just really to establish a baseline, right? This is not like a forever thing. We kind of want to use this every once in a while to figure out what your baseline is going to be. So I know there's a lot going on this screen here. I'm going to walk you through an example in a second, but just hang tight. I'll explain it all. Okay, so as you can see, there's two versions of this equation here. There's one for men, one for women. And you'll see just after that colon there has BMR, which stands for your basal metabolic rate or your resting metabolic rate. So basically, if it's kind of like if you were just to lay on the couch all day, hitting the remote, watching Netflix, this is the amount of calories you would burn purely just existing, right? You have to burn calories for your organs to function, just for you to breathe, all that kind of stuff. So this is what we're going to calculate with this equation, plus whatever activity levels you are partaking in throughout the day, right? Because you're most likely not just laying around on the couch all day, hopefully. So we've got the basal metabolic rate here. Your BMR is what we'll be calculating with these two equations. And then we have these activity level factors. So I'm not going to read through all these. You kind of can get the idea. You can pause the video to check it out. But essentially, we're going to take whatever we calculate here for your BMR and multiply it by these factors you see here on the screen, like 1.2, 1.375, to get the actual amount of calories that you should be taking in. So again, pause the screen if you want to, jot down or just read any of these and see kind of where you would fall in the activity level. Now, let's try an example, right? I put together an example for you guys to walk you through this to make it easier for you to do on your own. So let's hop into it. Now, this is Fred. You might be saying to yourself, that's not Fred, that's Forrest Whitaker. Well, I Googled the name Fred and this is what popped up. So, what can you do? For the sake of this example, we're using Forrest Whitaker, who is now Fred. Fred weighs 180 pounds. He stands 6 foot tall or 72 inches. He is 35 years old and has a mild activity level, which is a 1.375 activity level factor in our equation. So he works out a few times a week, maybe goes and plays tennis or something like that with some friends. Not terribly active. He's not lifting super heavy weights, but he is living his active adult lifestyle. So let's get into his equation here. As you can see, I've filled in Fred's Harris-Benedict equation. The red numbers are the ones from his little profile here, right? So 180 pounds, 6 foot tall, 35 years old. So we plug that in. So I've gone ahead and done the math for you. Got to make sure you pay attention to your PEMDAS, right? So you're using all the stuff in the parentheses first. If you don't do that, you're going to mess up the whole thing. So I went ahead and calculated these out, did all the parentheses first. Our next step, we're going to add all those numbers together. So Fred's resting metabolic rate is going to be 1,860 calories. Now remember, this is his resting metabolic rate. So if he were just to kind of lay around all day, this is most likely, right? It's an approximation, most likely what he would be burning doing absolutely nothing. But we're not done yet. Fred has his activity level, right? So we have to go and factor that in as well. So if I come back to here and I factor in Fred's activity level of the 1.375, I'm just going to multiply that by his 1,860 calories. I end up with Fred's total calories, which seems a little bit more in line with what he should be having, which is 2,558 calories. All right. Now, if you go back, you can follow this video again to plug in your numbers and do this for yourself. It's not terribly hard to do. You can just take your time. You could even plug this into Excel and make it easy for yourself. So every once in a while, if you kind of want to recalibrate where you're at, you just plug in your numbers and you're good to go. Now, once you calculate this number, you might be saying, okay, that's great, Joe. I have the number. And like, now what do I do with it? Well, I'm going to hop over here and show you a tool that I like to use called Chronometer. And basically, this is similar to MyFitnessPal. I think MyFitnessPal is okay. I just happen to like this one a little bit better. But basically, what Chronometer allows you to do is you have your diary and how many calories you should be eating, and you can change all this stuff. It doesn't only just calculate the protein, carbs, and fat and on the calories and all that. It also captures all the micronutrients, minerals, and all that kind of stuff in your food as well, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. So let's say we have our 2,558 calories, whatever it was for Fred. He could come in here and simply plug in foods. So let's say this is my diet right now. So these are common foods that I have. So let's say as an example, maybe he had, I don't know, maybe 6 ounces of some sirloin today. Add that right in and look right away. It populates all those things and it starts to track energy or calories right here. So let's add a few more things. So let's say maybe he had another 6 ounces of chicken. Maybe he had banana. And we'll add a couple more things here. I'm sure he just didn't eat meat and a banana. So let's go with, how about a sweet potato? And maybe he had some rice with his chicken. Let's say he did 1 cup. It sounds good to me. And I'm sure he had breakfast as well. So maybe get some like eggs in here. Let's say he had, 3 eggs. Cool. All right. Maybe he's not done eating yet today. We don't know. But so far he's at 1,216 calories, maybe with some more to go. But you can start to see where he might be a little deficient in what he's eating. So maybe vitamin K is pretty low. I have to add some of that in somewhere. Maybe his omega-6s are fine, but his omega-3s are low. We got to get that stuff up. But his protein's looking awesome, right? So this is just a great tool I like to use to keep track of those calories. You just plug it in, it kind of does all the work for you. And then once you set this calorie number here, it's kind of like a little game. You're just aiming to hit it each and every day, and you can make adjustments from there. I will definitely make a video on how to make those adjustments and what kind of jumps you should be making so you're not going too drastic too quickly. So hope that helped. Feel free again to check out that Harris-Benedict equation and use tools like Chronometer or MyFitnessPal to keep you on track and see if you are hitting that number. So, as you can see, after a little bit of calculation, counting calories really isn't that hard, right? And if you're looking to make an impact on your body composition, either to shed fat, build muscle, improve performance, and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna wanna count calories. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it informative. If you liked it, please hit the like button, comment below with any other topics you'd like me to see cover on this channel, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video. See you soon.